parenting professionals, welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to share with you today something which we cover on the NLP for Parents training that we deliver to our licensed NLP for Kids practitioners, because the same kind of conversation happens every time I do this particular exercise on the training, and I thought that it would be useful to share a sort of a version of it with you guys here today. So what we do on the training is this process where we look at the values of a good parent. Now, it doesn't have to be a parent, it could be a teacher or whoever, but just to, give us a running example, what I do is I get the group to brainstorm ideas about what key things a parent should do or provide in order to be classed as a good parent. And typically there's a few things that always show up, like love and education and those sorts of things. So we end up with all of these post-it notes with everyone's individual ideas written down, one idea per post-it note. We get rid of all the duplicates, and then we have to put them into some kind of an order and sequence, agreeing as a group as to what that order and sequence should be, so that what we end up with is the top 10 things that a good parent does. Now, it makes for a really interesting conversation, because you start to notice how not only do people's values around parenting differ, which is interesting from the perspective of having two parents who come together to make a baby. Do they actually have the same values around this? Maybe, maybe not. But also it starts to highlight what it is we really think we need versus what we really need. And the reason why I wanted to share this topic with you today is because I've been thinking about how it is that we educate children, particularly in schools. I think that quite rightly we do, particularly in the UK, have a really strong emphasis on education. And definitely having a good education offers you more potential, more possibilities than you would get without it, without question. However, you knew there was a however coming. However, I do sometimes wonder if some of the more important stuff gets missed. So the reason why this ties in with the topic that we do on the training is because very often everyone's come up with the top number one thing that a good parent provides is love. But when you start to weigh that up against other things, sometimes love doesn't even make it to the top 10. For example, being a good listener is, in my opinion, something that's really useful in the context of parenting. And if I was weighing up whether I had a parent who would listen to me and show an interest in my life versus they love me and so it's okay if they don't listen, I would rather go with the listening, because the thing with love is it's quite a selfish emotion. There's a difference between feeling love for someone but potentially doing nothing about that, and showing someone that you love them, and showing someone that you love them in the way that they need to experience it. Like, those are three very different sorts of things, and love is a little bit too all-encompassing. There are crackheads who put their children in danger, who love their children, but are they actually giving them what they need? And so it got me thinking about education, in that we provide, on the most part, a very high standard of education, particularly in the UK, and certainly compared to some other countries. I'm not saying it's the best, but is it all of what they really need? Is there other important stuff that should be in there too, such that maybe we could kind of back off the education pressures a little bit and find that they still develop because they're getting this other stuff instead? And the other stuff I'm thinking of, some of it's like the basic skills, but some of it's things like good manners. Some of it's about showing kindness and caring for others. Like, does that get taught? And does it get taught enough? Now, if you are a parent of children, then I would hope that this is stuff that you make a point of focusing on and, developing those values in your children. But not every parent does, and not every parent knows how, even if they wanted to. So it is something that I personally believe should be part of how we educate, is to educate in ways that help children to develop things like respect and caring and forgiveness, but I'm not sure that that's something that's ever going to make it onto the curriculum. So I just wanted to raise it with you because I suppose what I feel is that in part we have a responsibility to make sure that that happens, because those young people that we work with now are going to be our carers when we're old and we're in nursing homes. So I just want to know they got the basics down and that they're going to be good people as well as intelligent ones. But also it's about just taking a moment to consider what it is that's really important. And I don't necessarily have a well-rounded answer to what that is, but it was just a little seed of thought that I wanted to drop into your minds today. So if this video got you thinking, then please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it so that you get notified the next time I upload to this channel. Thank you for being with me today, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!